All right, the current situation is bad. If you've been listening to my podcast, the Wild Type Podcast, you'll know there was an episode a couple months ago where we talked about plant pests and mealybugs, and I said that I had gotten mealybugs in my enclosure. I had gotten rid of all of the plants, gave the enclosures like time to breathe, so to speak, but the mealybugs have come back with a full force. They are taking down plants in my enclosure left and right, and desperate times call for desperate measures. So today we are scrapping the entire enclosures and putting in fake plants, which has its own things to think about, and I'll talk about that. But without further ado, let's get into the video. So what even is a mealybug? And to be honest, I'm no expert on plant pests, but I'll just speak from what I know. Mealybugs are this teeny tiny little white fuzzy bug that are a plant pest. And so what they do is they get into your plants. I don't even know how I ended up with them, but if you use live plants, of course you're at risk for potentially bringing in pests into your enclosures or in your plant collection, however you want to think about it. This is why it's so important to wash and repot all of your plants. I do have a video about that if you want to see what I do. But even then, things can still end up. This is just the reality of using live plants, and even if we take precautions, things could be latched to the roots or to the soil, or it could come into your enclosures. The gist of it is though, if left untreated, mealybugs will kill your plants, and they have been going at it. I'll throw in some clips here of my plants. The pothos seem to have taken the hardest hit. Other plants I have that I've noticed are bad are my monsteras. They like to sit along the stem of the plant, and then underneath the leaves is what I've noticed. So you may not even realize you have mealybugs until they are so bad that they're on top of the leaf. You flip the leaf over and boom, it's just riddled with mealybugs. There are things that you can do to treat mealybugs, different things like neem oil or different alcohols that are that you can use on the plants. I tried all of that and didn't have much success. You literally have to wipe each individual leaf with like a diluted solution. I did that and they still hung around. I got rid of all of them for probably like a month and a half, and then they came back. So we're at the point now where I'm just gonna start over. That's it. I'm gonna take out all the live plants, I'm gonna scrub down all of the branches, and then we're just gonna have fake plants for probably a couple months is the reality of it. And I'm a big proponent of using live plants. I'm a big proponent of going bioactive. They're even in my crested geckos bioactive enclosure. They're in my bioactive chameleon enclosure. And the reality is, even if I take all the plant, I also have to take out the bioactive soil because the eggs could be in the dirt, in the soil. So it's really heartbreaking. It's gonna be really expensive to go through all of this, but I feel like I need to just have a clean slate, and this is the advice I got from other people who have dealt with mealybugs. I unfortunately have multiple enclosures that I'm gonna have to do this with, and I just kind of have to do it all at once. So that's the game plan. If you have veil chameleons that like to eat plants, then this probably isn't going to be a good option for you, because that's why we don't usually recommend fake plants, is for any chameleon species that likes to eat plants, then they could eat the fake plant. That could become ingested, that could become impacted, and then you're running into health concerns. I've had all of my chameleons for multiple years at this point with live plants, and none of them have demonstrated any remote interest in eating their plants, so I'm confident that they will be totally fine with the fake plants, and I will obviously supervise them. So that's the plan, and it's probably gonna take me a couple hours. There's probably gonna be some time lapse in here. It's me from the future. I forgot to turn on my mic, so this is a voiceover after the fact. I'm pretty sure what I was saying was that I'm going to get my chameleons out of their enclosures so I can scrub them down with dish soap. That's what was recommended to me. I think also at some point I mentioned how I was very sad to lose my plants because there were quite a few plants that I had for many, many years. Anyways, I hope you are enjoying the video. I think also I made a comment saying how it's important that you're able to get your chameleons out of their enclosures in case of instances like this. So, okay, that was a lot. I feel like my hair's kind of frizzy now because the misters were going off and like spraying me. But at this point, all the branches have been scrubbed. There was definitely mealybugs chilling on the branches. In an ideal world, I would take out all the branches, toss them, and start over. But if you're a chameleon keeper, you know just how challenging it is to get your branches to stay in there. I will say Luna, I'm gonna need to add in more branches. Those have been in there for like 4 or 5 years now, some of those branches, and so they're just getting brittle and some of them just snapped while I was working in there. So that'll be a project for a different day, is adding in more branches for her. So I'll try and do that this weekend. But all that's left now is to put in all the fake plants and everything. Now I got a couple different ones and I'll show you. So I got these hanging bushes from Pangea Reptile. They look like this when they're out of the package. They've kind of got a silicone suction, or I guess a suction cup thing in this branch here, which will definitely be great for Pluto's enclosure because he's got glass, but I'll see what I can do with these. And then I went to Hobby Lobby, and in their fake plant section, they have all kinds of vines and things. So I also got those and they were 40% off. So this is what $150 with a 40% discount looks like in fake vines. So I got these thicker ones. They are 6 feet and just a little bushier. And then I got these thinner ones, but they're longer. See if I can grab one in here. Nope, that's the same style. Just give me oh my gosh. Those are all one style. Maybe they're in this back. Well, okay, I got also these colorful ones to add some color to their enclosure. So I've got yellow, some purple, and some off-white cream colored ones to add some. Where is the, oh, here it is. So this is a 25 feet, so they're longer, but they're a little bit thinner. They're not double thick like those other ones are. So we have a lot of fake plants. Yeah, to work with, because they're gonna be fake plants, I don't want my chameleons to feel exposed. So I'm going to try and do this somewhat quickly, and it, may need to make changes, but currently all of my chameleons are outside their enclosures right now in various spots in my reptile room, so I want to kind of get them in here as soon as possible. All the chameleons are back in their enclosures. We've got all fake plants in here now. I've had live plants for a very long time, so I'm hoping this is what it takes to get rid of the mealybugs. Overall, the process wasn't too bad. I found that the vines that were the thicker, shorter ones were easier to work with, because then I could just weave them between the branches, and 2 of my enclosures have dragon ledges on them, and so I could just weave them through that. And if I make them tight enough, then they actually are weight bearing, which I think will work out really well. I added in the fake flowers for a little pop of color in there, just something fun to look at. But yeah, I will keep you guys posted. This will be the setup for a few months at least, to make sure that all the mealybugs are good, because if I'm going to make the investment in purchasing new plants for all of my enclosures, I want to make sure there's not a remote chance that there's going to be a mealybug in there and kill all of them. So If you have any experience with mealybugs, let me know in the comments. I hope you never have to experience mealybugs because it's rough. But if you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Leave any questions or comments down below. Feel free to subscribe so you know when I post a new video. You can follow Neptune and all my chameleons on social media at Neptune the Chameleon. Be sure to check out my website, neptunethechameleon.com. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye! Feel free to subscribe so you know I follow at neptune.com. Neptune the Chameleon.